Now we'll talk about how to create a function in ActionScript. If you're following along, I'm working in 06_writing_functions.fla in the Chapter 13 folder in the Exercise Files folder. Let's select the first keyframe of the Actions layer and open the Actions panel. Remember, the keyboard shortcut is Option F9 on the Mac, F9 on the PC. You may recognize the code that's already written. The event listener is added to the button, and the last thing was the name of a function called stopMovie. And so far we haven't defined that function. We'll define it now. After the semicolon, on line 1, press Enter or Return a few times to go down a few lines and type the word function. Make sure it's all lowercase, and notice that once you're done typing it, the word turns blue. That means it's a special keyword in Flash. Now type a space, and now we're defining a function which we're going to call stopMovie with a capital M. Why did I choose that name? Because that's the name of the function that's going to run when the simple button gets clicked, as we defined when we wrote the add event listener line of code. So after function stopMovie, type open and close parentheses, and inside of the parentheses, type event. Here, the value event is blue, indicating it's a keyword in Flash. Placing this value in parentheses makes this function receive everything that happened in the event. And the event was mouseEvent.click, or a mouse click. Going back to the radio station analogy, this is what makes the radio receive information about the data or the broadcast that's being transmitted. Notice that word also turns blue. It's also a keyword in Flash. After the parentheses, go to the next line, type an open curly brace. You can create an open curly brace by holding Shift on your keyboard and typing the square bracket key, which is above the quote key. On the next line, create a closed curly brace. Closed curly brace can be created by holding Shift and the closed square bracket key, which is also above the quote key. And now on your keyboard, type up to put your cursor right after the open curly brace, and then press Enter or Return on your keyboard to go down one line and to put the cursor in between the open and closed curly braces. And that is how you define a function. Use the function keyword, a space, the name of the function you're defining, which here is stopMovie, because that's the function that's going to run whenever simple_btn button is clicked. In parentheses, after the name of the function, you type in any values the function will receive. All you have to know now is that this function is receiving some type of event. In other words, when the simple button gets clicked, all the information about the mouse click and the button that was clicked is sent to the function. Now that doesn't have to make perfect sense. I'm just explaining this so you get a simple concept of how this works. So if you want to add functionality to any button, this is where you start. The only things that will be different when you write the code for a different button would be the instance name of the button and the name of the function that's going to run when the button gets clicked. So there's a look at how to write a function. In the next movie, we'll make the function actually do something.